So, first day of D23, we're here about 6:30 in the morning. You see all the media behind me. We are getting ready for the big event. Looking forward. I've actually got reservations in the main hall for all three of the big ones. So I am excited about that. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun checking everything out. I'll do live streams for the big events, and then for everything else, I'm gonna try and just get a little compilation, different things that you can see around here and what it's like to attend a D23 Expo. One of the most confusing things about D23 is lining up for the big sessions. They actually direct you down here into the underlevel, and it again can be a bit confusing. So the Hall D23 has three main seating sections. B is the center, A is one side, and C is the other. And then you've got standby lines and stage pass lines, those of us who have reservations. So what you're looking at here, the huge crowd up there is section A. The middle section is B. That's where your people who've paid tons of money get to sit. And then this is the standby queue for section C right there. I'm in stage pass for C because A had a whole lot more people because they don't know to keep walking. So I should be up fairly close to the front. The crowds on the other side over there, you've also got all the other halls. This is kind of the standby queue for all of them. So if you're going to go to one of the events, you get to come down here and wait in line, and then eventually get into the main event that you're wanting to get to. So kind of a neat thing. Okay, so morning D23. I'm here for the main event at Hall D23. Got my stage pass, and you can see my line isn't too bad. For me, for section B, so that's what I've got. Section B is the main area where the people who pay lots of money get to sit. The other queues are definitely filling up, especially the standby. So I'm grateful I've got a stage pass. Yeah, stage pass lines aren't bad at all. Standby lines are already full. And it's not even 7. Yeah, we're about 5 minutes till 7. So they've been open for about 2 hours and only have 3.5 hours to go. So a couple goodies when you come in. Everybody gets one of the bags, which is kind of nice. So something to keep all your stuff that you pick up. You got, of course, the program with the event guide, and everybody gets a lanyard, which is nice because I'm wearing one, so now I have an extra as a souvenir. So, and gonna look through the guide and see what all we've got. 9:30, 2.5 hours of sitting. I've actually got my scooter parked over on the side because we're gonna be walking in. I didn't want to lose my place in line. But looks like we're getting ready to start going up into the hall finally and get a seat. I don't know if I can film in it or not. I have a feeling probably not, but hopefully we'll be in there in just a few. So 5 minutes till 10, about a half hour before our session, and I can finally see the middle section B moving. We've had a couple wheelchairs come down our way. I don't know if A has moved or not yet, but we're at least finally starting to see some movement, and hopefully we'll be up there soon. And we are finally walking. It's right about 10 o'clock. So, not sure what the pedals are, but here we go. Let's get our seat. And a quick look at the whole hall as we wait for them to open up our row. Sections isn't too bad. B would be right behind that center section. Can't complain. Okay, so got out of the session. That was chaos. Terrible crowd flow. So I'm in line to get food. We tried a couple different spots, and here, let me just swing this around. And that is my line. I'm hoping 45 minutes. Crowd flow is definitely crazy. there's just a ton of people and they're crammed together. Can we say super spreader? I've been to some cons and stuff with as many people, and I don't know what's up with the crowd flow and stuff. But hopefully I'll feel better after I get food. So I am back after getting some lunch. Parked my scooter over here just outside of Exhibit Hall B because trying to drive around this thing is impossible. And I will show you why. I'd rather slow walk it than keep risking hitting people. So, what do we have here to show you? Well, let me see. You've got big old murals and displays. Disney volunteers want some Marvel costumes. Oh, and people. Lots and lots of people. Everywhere you turn, more people. But definitely some very cool costumes from the movies. And we will see what else we can show you here. So this is cool. How about making free digital cards for our Make-A-Wish kids? So here's a little better look at the Make-A-Wish. This is actually run by the Volunteers, which is the volunteer wing of the cast members. So I actually did this a few times, not this specific thing, but I did use volunteers a couple times. That's actually when I did Give Kids a World, was as a volunteer. You can see all sorts of stuff here. Topps Digital and House Silage. Yeah, that offers spots a discount on purchase of stuff I can't afford anyways. So this is the Marvel Studios. And something about a giveaway. Not sure what that is, so let's find out. So that one's for a random giveaway. This particular giveaway is full, but they said check back in later. There may be more, so we will check back in later. So this is the Lucasfilm booth. And again, more costumes from the different shows. Now the nice thing coming in right now in the afternoon, the crowds are thinning out a little bit. Now I'd be surprised if these were originals. But you got Indy. And then we have my movie. It's Willow. So there's the archives exhibit, which I would really like to do because it's pretty big. But yeah, you can see that nice long line for it. Maybe we'll try it later. Here's a look at the Animation Studios booth. Just the different things they've got here. A lot of kind of walk around displays. And of course, a giant hat. So here's what you're running into, a lot of it. Disney Parks and Experiences, long line. And then we've got an animator over here with a massive crowd. And you can see how much fun this is to try to walk around. And this is what you just run into with everything. So I'm going to try some stuff over here. I do love some of the costumes that you see. And then this may be the part of the floor I'm most interested in. This is all your private vendors, fan artwork, pins, pin groups, sellers, collectibles. This is the non-Disney run Disney stuff, which means some of it might be more affordable. So there is Bob Gurr. but unfortunately I don't have a mask, so I can't do a picture. So people that you can find here, David Koenig, author of Mouse Tales, which is awesome. And then there's also hiding Leonard Maltin. You might remember him from movie reviews. Just blew my budget on pins. Big shot. Did buy a couple books as well. But nice. Finished up a couple of my series of pins I've been working on, so that was really cool. And now we're going to go see if I can't get a couple more of the freebies around. We'll see. And a slight detour. Yeah, our parks experience, the line really went down. So let's catch it now while I can and see if I can show you some of it. So here is your park celebration. Posters of each park and more. So for each park, Hong Kong Disneyland, you get a picture of the castle, and then there is a display of something related to that park. So here is our remake of Splash Mountain. Give you an idea of what it's going to look like. And here's the model of the redone Toontown. A little bit, actually two models. You got the streets over there, and then the rest of it here. So these are connected. Look forward to it.
Without further ado, I present our version of the harmonious finale. Give yourselves a round of applause.
They've also got bits about the resorts, new Magic Band Plus, upgrades, oh, and of course a new cruise ship, the Disney Wish. So here's one secret if you're going to come to D23. It is 5:30, almost, about an hour and a half, not quite 2 hours left. Look how the crowds have thinned out. So this is a good time to hit the floors. Some of the giveaways are out of them, but you can see the stuff without having to fight anywhere near the people. So this is the Disney Movie Insiders, where free pins for being a subscriber, free lithographs for Disney Plus, another pin too for being a Disney Plus subscriber. So all sorts of stuff here, all free, just for being a sub. So what's really cool about all this, it's all linked in your badge. So all your Disney account stuff is linked to your Disney account, which is then identified in your badge. So it makes it easy. All you have to do for these things, you walk up, scan your badge, they hand it to you. It's quick and simple. So this is something that my daughter might be interested in. Disney's Twisted Wonderland. So day one of D23 Expo done. Closed it out. Came in with nothing, ended up with lots of stuff. Yeah, no. But a lot of fun. Definitely much nicer in the afternoon once the crowds cleared out a little bit. We got a big session in the morning with the movies and stuff. So can't wait to do that and get a little bit of rest tonight. I'm a little tired. Okay, starting day two, you can see that is the huge standby line. I'm actually in a separate line this time, thanks to the scooter. So a little bit shorter line for me, and then we get a special spot to sit. Still going to be way off on the side for the Marvel panel, but looking forward to that. And then got a little more experience, so I've got snacks with me today so I don't die after the session. And looking forward to all that we're going to see. Should be some neat stuff coming up in this panel.
Please welcome Genevieve O'Reilly. Kyle Solar. Andrea Armorat. And of course, Captain Andor himself.
You'll see, I mean, this is like a 12 episode film. It's a gigantic film that you'll get to enjoy. The work of designers and the whole team is so rich that it's...
So please welcome Warwick Davis.
Hello, D23. Wow, the force is strong in here. Hang on a minute, sorry. That's one of my other franchises. Anyway, there's a lot of magic in the room.
Hello. Lady Daenerys. Giancarlo Esposito.
So what's it like coming out of a session? Yeah, I'm just sitting here because I ain't getting through. It ain't happening. Hey, when you get 7,500 people all coming out at once, that's what you get. So lots of different things here. Again, trying to give you a little look at the floor in between shows and panels. And getting ready to head to dinner. Give you a look at some of the costumes. Ah, the Funko toys. And it looks like a pretty good crowd for Lorcana. Have to see if I can get in there. So the Pixar booth, you've got the Elemental. And cars on the road, and then of course right over here we've also got a photo op with the young Buzz Lightyear. Well, that was kind of unexpected. Two of the stores actually had gone standby line after virtual, so the Hollywood Disney Pin store and then the Mog I'm forgetting what it is. Pins. Yeah, more pins. And I'm very grateful to those who helped sponsor some of that, because I will show them in my haul, probably in a separate video from this, but I'll give at least a picture of it at the very end as to all the stuff we picked up. But very nice that they actually opened up some standby lines, even though most of the pins were sold out. But hey, I'm grateful for what I can get. Got a couple more stops I'm going to make here, and then I'm going to head over for dinner. I'll try to let you see a little bit more. And there is Thomas Kincaid pictures, and then Topps cards, and all sorts of fun stuff. Check-in point, scan your badge, get your wristbands, then go get in line. And they will move that one in her chair over here. I'm actually surprised she got over there. But one of the staff members, he was like right there next to him. We'll flash her over this way instead.
Every step we take brings a new hope, a new day. Try to find your company.
So excited to share that next year we're going to bring back the Happily Ever After anthem.
I'm looking for someone. Was told to meet at Oga's Cantina.
All right. Hey, it looks like you got a little friend there.
All right,
Right?
let's go find this guy.
How you doing?
That was fast.
Yeah, we do
Isn't this Avengers Campus?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to meet Steve and Nat at Avengers HQ. I don't know what happened. What is this? One of those something cons?
Something. This is D23 Expo, Hulk.
Oh, the time-space GPS must be off. Now I'm annoyed.
Is what our Imagineers call blue sky. I want to be clear with everybody in here though. We are not up here daydreaming. It's important to me that you know these things we're going to talk about, they are very real. They are very serious discussions that I'm having with our teams about the future of our parks and experiences. Let's talk about one more.
I thought we talked that we were not.
No.
All right.
One more.
All right.
Chris, come on.
All right. Yes, let's do it. Let's
All
share
right,
it.
well, listen, I know this one is not planned anytime soon, but it's something that we know all of you talk about. And it's a fun idea that's always in the back of our minds, and it's an area overrun by villains.
It's the flight of the butterflies. But when you see it, can you believe it? This journey defined by moments of art, creating the dreams that we feel in our hearts.
From all of us to all of you, thank
Well, that was fun. I was on my way out, starting to make my way, and got run into by Kevin Feige's entourage. Didn't exactly have any place to go, and all of a sudden, oh, hi, there you are. So, didn't get shoulder blocked. It was like, I did come in physical contact. Hello. So that was interesting. Wish I'd realized, by the time I realized who it was and what was happening, he was already past me, so no pictures. But kind of a neat moment. I'm looking over a four-reef cover, or I'm looking at the nose of an airplane. So this is what happens at the end of D23 Expo. There's no lines, unless you're at the Amazon booth, where you can buy it online instead of in line. Hello, do you need scanner badges? Okay, thanks. Look, it's Walt's plane. So D23 Expo was a lot of fun. There was a lot there to see and do and experience. They had a number of photo ops, which if you went and used those, and they took the picture, they had a means to upload it for you. So I got a couple of those fun ones, including this really cool video.
Welcome back to the Tamron Hall Show. Our next guest is someone very special to me. I want you to meet one of the beautiful people from our Tam fam. Say hi to the audience. We couldn't make this show happen without you, our Tam fam. So thank you so much for being with me today. I love you.
There were a number of other things to see and do. There were people to meet. There were autograph sessions. I got to meet Bob Gurr, had him sign my badge. I got to talk to other cast members, of which I'm working with a couple of them for potential collabs later on and interviews. I got to talk to authors, some great books and stuff out there. So I'm excited to share all of those with you. I would show my haul, but literally this video is already almost too long, so I'm going to do that as a separate video. It takes up almost half of my suitcase. It's bad. So there was a lot that I liked about D23. There were some things I definitely didn't. Almost every major session went overtime. In the case of the Lucasfilm Marvel 20th Century, it went over an hour longer than it was supposed to. The convention center has an arena that they had Walt's plane parked in. They should have been using that for the major presentations with the biggest crowds. One, it could have held more people. Two, it would have been a whole lot easier to control the crowd flow instead of trying to funnel everybody into one or two exits. And that probably is the biggest issue I had, is everywhere you looked, there were people, and the crowd control issues were terrible. I've been to cons as big as this and some bigger, and I've never seen the crowd control and flow problems that they had here. It was horrible. Everywhere you looked was people piled upon people. And I didn't take anywhere near as many pictures of that as I probably could have, because I was too busy trying to dodge crowds and survive and not get knocked over. Or if I was trying to use my scooter on the floor, it was a mess in most places. Lines were long. Most of the things, I really wanted to go to the Disney Archives. It never had a line less than 30 minutes. And I'm thinking, okay, you know you've got all of these people and you've got all of these lines. Why didn't you make means to have more people be able to access this? The shopping virtual queues were an absolute junk pile. Uh, you, if you could get into the queue, they had 2 times you opened up, 6 o'clock and 1. To get into a shopping queue, you had to go to the D23 Expo app. If it worked. It didn't work half the time. A lot of people couldn't get in because it just froze. It literally locked my phone up twice. No, more than twice. Junky app. They didn't even update this app with stuff for the costume guidelines until the day before D23, among other things that were not updated. It wasn't usable a lot of times. But in any case, if you wanted to shop, you had to go into the D23 app, go to the shopping, pick the store you wanted. You didn't know what was in any of the stores because it didn't list that. And then it would take you to a website, which would then feed you into the Disneyland app. And then you could actually try to enter the queue, which you probably weren't going to get in because it was probably full already. So then you'd have to go back to the D23 Expo app, pick another store, bounce it, and hope that it got you back through the website and then to the... It was junk. Absolute junk. I never got into a shopping queue. I tried all 3 days, and it locked up. I could never get in one. So the only way I got in any shopping done was I managed to tag along on somebody else who had gotten one, or when they opened up a couple of them to standbys, most of them never opened up to standbys. So you didn't get into one of these queues, you were out of luck. You weren't going to get to shop. And again, they didn't tell you what was in any of them. And then the other thing, I really appreciated the job the cast members were doing. They didn't give them the tools to be able to do their jobs. The cast members didn't know where the exits were. We were repeatedly, on the first day when we were trying to get out, told, well, I don't know. I think the exit's there. And they were pointing us to closed off staff-only doors. We couldn't get out that way. You couldn't get out the other way. You couldn't get out the other way. It took us forever to figure out how to get out, and the cast members didn't know how to help us. They weren't given directions. They weren't given instructions. They changed the procedures for lining up every single day, sometimes midday, so you didn't know what to expect. Guest services were absolutely helpless because they couldn't do anything. At one point, I went to guest services on day 3 after not getting into the shopping queue again and talked to some cast members at the stores. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I can't even get the app to work, let alone get into a queue. And they were like, I don't know. I can't help you. We can't do anything. So go to guest services. So I went to guest services. He literally told me, he says, I can fill out a piece of paper with your note on it, and I will send it to management. No contact information, no way to give feedback to you that we've looked at it. He says, but our managers tell us that they're going to see it. But I can't do anything other than say, sorry, and write this down. I'm like, so they don't give you any ability to do anything? Nope. They don't give you any means to actually contact them? Nope. They don't give any means to verify that we've gotten this turned in? Nope. Do you have anything else? Well, I got a regular contact card for D23, not for Disney. I says, so this piece of paper you're writing on, they're going to look at it. He says, yep. I says, they're just going to get filed in the big round file cabinet. Take them at the end of the day, throw them away, and ignore them. And didn't give them any ability to help any of the guests other than say, I'm sorry, and write a note. That's pitiful. The poor cast members are out there trying to deal with these guests. And I saw some of them getting screamed at because what had worked one day didn't work the next day. And they had no tools and ability. You ask them even, okay, what time is this next giveaway? I don't know. How is it going to work? I don't know. Can you pick up an item once per day, or is it once for the whole weekend? Because you've paid for 3 full days, that's individual things. I don't know. They didn't tell them anything. They just threw them out there. Disney, you've got the biggest Comic-Con in the world 3 hours down the road. May I suggest you go talk to them and learn how to run a big convention like this? Because this was pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. Some great stuff. Not enough private booths. I would have loved to have seen a lot more people who produced their own tribute artwork and were selling their things that would tie in. There was a small section, but most of it was resale stuff. I would have loved to have seen some original things. Most Comic-Cons have an area where you can go see what people are creating on their own. Nope, nothing. So lots of holes there. Things I think that they could improve on, and like I said, people everywhere. But In any case, I've been to a D23 Expo. I can check it off my want-to-do list, my bucket list. I probably won't go back. Grateful to be there, but honestly, stay home, watch the live streams and the people's commentary and stuff. I think you'll be better off and save your money. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for kind of looking at D23 through my eyes and my experience. I'd love to hear your feedback and your thoughts. Please share it in the comments below. Don't forget to check that description too. There's information there about merchandise, fan pages, contact, joining my support team. If you want to get to know me better, know behind the scenes and all sorts of stuff like that, check the link there. $1 a month, and you'd be surprised how much more you can learn about what's going on. And hey, some of them $1 a month people, they've become pretty good friends too. Check the description below. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's hit that 30,000 mark. Thank you so incredibly much for watching. God bless.